Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games and welcome back to part 27 of my United States of America playthrough here in Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order. So, the dawn of a new day, let's see what this is. We were doing frequent back and forth trips between Washington and Houston. There's a new NASA headquarters. We're meeting with the Administrator James Webb to form a comprehensive plan for NASA's future. Give me the quick and dirty. NASA today is pursuing so many projects and moving in so many directions all at once that it is simply unsustainable. So now every program we fund will have to cross your desk first. Each program has different benefits and each has a price. The way I figure it, and as much as you and I would want to, we can't afford to pursue every project that might be worth a damn. Not only because it would be expensive, but because it would anger the public. People find the space program to be a novelty, not a necessity, too much money poured into it, and America will grow weary of the stars. So your job will be organizing all these programs, replied Glenn, while I make sure the other areas of government get adequate attention and that we don't bankrupt the country in the process. Yes. Well, what are we waiting for? So the dream never died. Okay, public support right now is like right at 50, yeah. Now, the thing is, when does it mean that public support... Let's see, the approval ranking is 47, so it seems to be casually eroding. And Mission Control, this must have just popped up. Welcome to Mission Control. Our current project is undecided, which is 0% prepared. We've invested no money. We can increase the preparedness of the mission by investing more money into the program, upgrading it, and ensuring it as safe as can be. A successful mission will result in a rise of public approval, while failure could very well kill the program. So there's a difference. So public approval is the NASA thing. Public support is how people feel about us, which incidentally we're the biggest party in the country right now. Nuclear reactor speed, construction speed plus 5%. So power the atom. To focus solely on atomic power through the lens of the bombing of Pearl Harbor is to miss the forest for the trees. Nuclear energy, if harnessed correctly, could provide nearly limitless energy for millions of Americans still suffering from blackouts or interrupted deliveries of coal and oil. It is high time we redoubled our scientific efforts to harness the power of the atom for both its peaceful and warlike applications, to succor our people, and instill fear in our enemies. The taxpayers and the military will expect to see benefits from this. Okay, let's do that. And then you know what? We might also do the empathy gap thing just to kind of get all three started, and then we'll work from there. In the meantime, let's look at this Orion program. These are unmanned missions into low Earth orbit to test our technology and get reacclimated to the cosmos. We will invest $125 million to unlock it. We can also invest in Minerva. These are also unmanned missions that will launch satellites into orbits, giving us some encryption and decryption boosts. Well, who cares about that? Because we don't plan to actually go to war. So let's do the Orion program. Minerva, yeah. Oh, it looks like we're not even going to get the option, so we have to pick and choose. So there's not a thing where it's like, well, I'm just going to bankrupt my country and subdue everything. No, it's like not apparently even an option. This war, I think, is just going to... You know what? We don't care about that anymore. We're going into space. Whatever happens in Russia, I don't give a crap, frankly. We got bigger fish to fry. So let's just close that up. We should probably go ahead and increase the budget a little bit. Just a bit. We'll probably go up to like $1 billion. Cut other programs. This will increase the power of conservative Democrats. You know, to scale, it's probably actually better to do this. Wait a minute. Concerning reports, this is at the Kodiak over in Alaska. The possibilities of what the submarine was up to. Had the Japanese got lost, or was this the start of something sinister? A lone wolf can be scared off easier than a whole pack. Submerged exile. What is some... Is this like a Hunt for Red October situation? Is there a Japanese submarine defecting? Raise the spending cap. That'll be a big $200 million. Yeah, if we're going to do it, let's go all the way. Okay, hold on. Encourage private investments. More civilian factories are available than zero. This will increase NASA's budget by $75 million. Let's see. There's a whole squadron of Japanese warships off of... Uh-oh. Get me through to Washington. Uh-oh, this is not good. In the meantime, let's go ahead and raise that spending cap, though. I'm going to probably do it a second time also. Later. The Hunter's Quarry. The Renegade submarine had been stripped clean of everything once the crew surrendered to the dozens of American warships pursuing them across the Pacific coast. What the engineers found inside was like no other. It was obvious the captain had ordered some codes and machines destroyed, but the defector sub was the find the American intelligence always wanted. A working Japanese submarine outfitted with all the best their Navy could afford. With the help of a few defectors willing to detail what the translators missed out, the compiled report will give the United States Navy a new insight into its enemy across the globe, and perhaps get the edge needed to prevent another incident like this from happening again. Heaven forbid they had called our bluff. We didn't even get choices in the matter. The American society is now more unified. So we should be crushing Gus Hall and the Yokies. What is that purple? Burgundian system. James Scale. Is there a Burgundian USA? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to ask. Burgundian USA. Okay. Woodstock. That's fun. Yeah, let's see. Skins vibrating with goosebumps. He can almost hear the lyrics in his head, even though Jimmy wasn't singing. The words of the Star-Spangled Banner seemed to be crushed or torn apart by Jimmy's occasional bouts of speed, followed by echoing, drawn-out chords. All right. Eli prayed the stars and stripes he saw in his mind's eye would never leave. He loved his country, he loved this place, and he hoped he would never have to leave. Far out, man. Far out. Another great performance from Woodstock is Santana, even though he was using an SG card guitar at the time. Alright, we're 43% prepared for the Orion program. This really does remind me of Civ 2. Like, you had to build the ship, and, like, you could... You know, the ship would be as good as how many parts you put into it, because you had the minimum amount that you could launch it, but then you could make it faster, so it would, like, get to the next star system quicker and things like that. Let's see, we can... okay, for preparedness, we're going to put everything at 100. We could launch it right now if we wanted to. We're not going to do that. We're going to play it safe. We're not going to have burned up astronauts and things like that. I'm sure that would... Well, these are unmanned missions, but what I'm trying to say is, like, we're not going to piss everybody off. Okay, right now, public approval rating's at 32%, so I think we're going to have to, after we're done with the Atom, we might have to do the empathy deficit and stuff. Or, you know what, we just need successful missions. I think once we do that first one, we'll be okay. Okay, we can test the rocket. We could prepare the launch pad. We could run diagnostic simulations. Can we do more than one of these things at once? Let's run simulations. Okay, it looks like it's just one thing at a time. Fine. Fine. Oh yeah, it says right there we have to not be currently upgrading our mission. That's fine. We're gonna constantly be working on NASA. Public approval is definitely sinking, but we're gonna get all this done. We're gonna launch it, and hopefully it's gonna give us enough to get so we have some breathing room. Wasn't there something that was going to give me, like, jet bonuses or whatever? Increase the budget by 125. Nice. Decisions to siphon the military budget for NASA will be unlocked. Nice. Cost of missions will decrease. That I like. That I like. We might rush down here then. We've got field hospitals. Rework the suit, improve that. Into the unknown. We could do liquid fuel, increase cost of missions but increase preparedness, or solid fuel will decrease cost but decrease preparedness also. I thought there was something that gave us bonuses to jets or whatever. Here we go, jet, strategic bomber, and helicopter. It's just going to be like one. We have a few that we could do. Stockpile go up, public support increases, costs will also increase. We control the power. Nuclear stockpile will go up. Nuclear stockpile societal development will begin to rapidly improve. So that's where we go apocalyptic. And we start giving it to our allies and stuff. Okay. Definitely a balancing act here. We're going to have to do this empathy thing, I think. Include other measures against property. Actually, this might be a little bit of a lower priority. We introduce a bill seeking to empower the working class. We will have 2 months to get it through the Senate. Dang, we've got a really strong Senate right now, too. Maybe I should do this now. We got a little bit over a year. Okay, let's see if we get to upgrade. Okay, upgrade to facilities. It's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit over 4 months. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then the election will happen. It will then have 2 months after that, so a year. We're going to... Okay, so if we come down here and then go down here, we'll just make it before the election. Which, of course, I'm going to campaign hard for the RDs. But I'm just saying I want to... let's do it while we can, I guess. This interceptor. Yeah, let's work on these jets and stuff. What's this? No enemy ciphers are currently being decrypted. Oh, I don't know. Japan, I guess. Auto-saving. See, today would have been 30 years after the war began. World War II. It's quite a different world at the moment. Alright, Power of the Atom is done. Did I want to do the next gen? Unmagnitions, giving us an increase to war support as well as buffs to both rocket construction and air range will be unlocked. We shall have it all. Hold on a sec. What's this daggers on all sides? This is off of the Power of the Atom, right? Oh, Ho Chi Minh just died. Okay, hold on. So, across the Pacific, our agents have stated that the highest probability for the locations of the Japanese Empire's stationing of nuclear capabilities would most likely be in various Pacific islands such as Wake or Midway, while the mainland would contain them at the cities of Kuashiro and Hachinohe. Regarding the Germans, they will have it spread out across multiple fronts. However, our main concern would likely be within secret coverage within their present French puppet, or even near the North Sea and Wilhelmshaven, to launch into the Atlantic and prepare a nuclear strike by sea. A lesson... Okay, the years of experience piloting aircraft taught John Glenn anything. It was not to panic in the middle of a crisis unless you seek to crash and burn. Another lesson taught to Glenn during his time was simple, but an effective one. The man with the bigger gun is going to win the fight. So we need nuclear power. Pass me through to Javits. Absolutely, sir. The defense budget more than allows the research program to go through, and we could absolutely coordinate with them to work towards a greater missile supply. And about the nuclear power, the report we just received measures the approval rating to be considerable, meaning you seem to have the go on the project, sir. How should we proceed, Mr. President? For the sake of peace. So building nuclear reactors will help raise our nuclear stockpile. Our nuclear stockpile societal development will begin to improve. So you know what we're going to do here? We're going to come on over here to construction. You see, we're going to grab these here nuclear reactors, and we're going to build one everywhere. Every single state in the Union, every port, every island, everybody's going to get a nuclear reactor from sea to shining sea. The final result of the infrastructure program. Let's at least get to the Mississippi first. Also one in Alaska, for that matter. Now, there's a thing later that's going to build 3 for us. Where is it? We control the power. Where was it? Federal pilot reactors. Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Florida. So we're going to skip them, because we're going to get them later. So let me just build, like, you know, the thing around them. Wait, no, not that. Okay, we're going to have to get our construction budget up. Things are going to get expensive, let me tell you. But we can start running a deficit. We've had a good budget for quite a while. We're due for it. Nope, not there. Okay, is that... I think that's everything. Nope, we missed Washington, D.C. Can't forget about Rhode Island. Yes, yes. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We can't build any down there. Okay, well, that ought to keep us busy for a while. Let's get rid of all these military factories as well. Let's get the construction budget up. Go to the economy tab, increase that. Let's increase it quite a bit, actually. So by the end of the year, we're going to be done with our liquid reserves. They're just going to be gone. So you know what? Let's go ahead and increase. It doesn't look like we're gonna get another thing. We're gonna do this final increase of the NASA budget. After that, we're only gonna increase it via what do you call it? Via decisions. Okay. Big oil versus nuclear power. For over half a century, the world ran on one resource, oil. Even today, petroleum is vital for the economy. To keep the country's cars, ships, trains, and planes moving, to refine into chemicals, plastics, and synthesized rubber, and to burn in power plants to provide electricity to millions, and natural gas to provide heating. All of modern life depends on the oil industry. Well, last I checked, wait, actually, has the oil crisis happened? No, it hasn't yet. See, we can see the future, though. That's the benefit. That's what happens when you go into space. You get the power to see the future. But we're moving aggressively on the plan to build nuclear reactors everywhere to power the nation with atomic power through the National Nuclear Commission. That is an increasingly worried concern for the boards and stockholders of the big oil companies like Exxon, Texaco, Mobil, and Standard Oil of California. If America is less reliant on oil products for electricity and heating, then a huge section of the market will disappear nearly overnight, and they will lose millions, if not billions, of dollars. Analysts predicted that it would be years, if not decades, for nuclear power to become cost-effective, and the oil companies had banked on that. Then Glenn came in, subsidizing the building of reactors, and the price of nuclear energy is dropping fast. Soon it will be cheaper to build a big, expensive reactor and then deal with the minimal maintenance cost than it would be to keep prospecting and shipping oil to refineries and then to power plants. That's the last thing the big oil companies need. Of course, they will never say that it was for their bottom line. No, instead it will be talking about the possible dangers of radiation and meltdowns, the security of oil reserves in Texas, or the use of government funds to subsidize something that the private market would be better to handle. Big oil, working through shell companies, are going to fund Glenn's opponents, such as the NPP, who are not as keen on spending billions to build reactors all over America. Anything to save the industry that has powered America and the world this far into the 20th century. The oil must flow. Voters in oil and gas producing states disapprove, our public support will go down. It's going to work out. I think once we... Okay, so we're going to do new NASA here. Actually, do we even need to... Oh, we could buy research points. That's interesting. We got to get to the cost emissions decrease. These first three I don't care about so much. We lost the space race, but that was the first battle, not the whole war. With massive new funding, we can rebuild the space program and push past all the boundaries. It's time to go where no man has gone before. Yeah, we got a lot of nuclear reactors to build. Like this one's not going to be done for like 6 months. It's because we have the civilian austerity going on right now. Damn. A lot of this stuff is going to be expensive. Okay. Construction speed. We can increase it. Civilian factory construction speed. No, I need nuclear reactor bonuses. Production efficiency caps. No. Is there nothing for nukes? What are we going to do? Dang, I thought there would just be a flat construction speed increase over here. Infrastructure, air bases, naval dockyards, whatever. Repair speed. So this is actually not useful at all. That sucks. Whatever, let's take it anyway. Maybe there'll be a bug and it works. Okay, we could raise the spending cap. We're down to 29%. Okay, we gotta keep working here. We're at 58% prepared, so 10, 15, 7. We're never going to be able to get to 100. Damn it. Okay, 35 days, 15 days, 15 days. Oh, man. Let's hire technicians. Wait, no. No, that takes longer. This costs a little more, but let's test the rocket. We're not going to be able to get to 100. Damn it. Could be increased by launching successful missions and by passing legislation. We're gonna have doubters, but once we get that first positive one, we'll be good. What's this unsettling revelations? Oh, Strom Thurmond, forgot about him. The investigation of Strom Thurmond is well underway. Already, the Department of Justice has heard testimony from nervous individuals, including Thurmond himself, various staffers from both the Thurmond and Kennedy administration, and many of Thurmond's business contacts. Let's see, we're looking through evidence. There's aggressive lines of dialogue between Thurmond and the former speaker in the weeks leading up to Kennedy's death have all come out. Evidence of illicit payments. So yeah, okay, that just confirms to me that Thurmond's behind it. Why would he have already been talking aggressively to the Speaker of the House before the assassination even happens? Weeks beforehand? Pragmatists and a few sympathetic to Thurmond argue the investigation risks turning into a witch hunt if pressed too hard, while still others fear the political blowback from the right if the investigation produces a particularly harsh ruling. If the government had wanted bygones to be bygones, then perhaps they ought to have been their position from the beginning. Regardless, perhaps it is too late to keep change course. So we're going to divide the Republican Democratic Party further because we're going to keep pushing. We do not care. We first off, I think if we play our cards right, we might be able to get a straight up majority if we can kind of stabilize America and things like that. But also, we're just working with the MPPC, who, even though their popularity is going down, if we look into the Senate, they're quite strong at the moment, almost as strong as the center NPP. So that's why, even though we're technically the third most biggest party, or of the party splits and stuff like that, I'm getting all tongue twisted. Basically, we're working with the center NPP. We're fulfilling Kennedy's legacy for them. We're fine. We don't need the Democrats. NASA's funding has been raised. There's criticism that these funds are being mishandled. They're a drain on the economy. Mr. President, it appears that Congress has decided to cut some of our funding because of the waning public support. Damn it. Oh, so we can't even get into the red without there being consequences. Shoot, and we're about to increase the budget some more. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I think Nasser is making his move in Egypt. Okay, we can buy research point, get event, welcome to NASA. Dang it, I'm out of push too hard, too fast. I increased the budget too much when we don't even need it. It's just sitting there. Okay, well, anyway, in the meantime, let's take a look at the construction speeds that are going on. So San Francisco Port. Let's actually drag this down. We don't need this being worked on before the infrastructure's up. Looking up, we're at the new Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston, Texas. Hello, James. James being the new president. Damn fine facility you've built us. We've already got several new projects in the works. We've got the Orion Project, the Diana Project, the Integral Launch and Reentry Vehicle. Fill me in. Diana is the current plan for another attempt at the moon. In theory, we could figure out where Apollo went wrong and use that knowledge in future missions. The Reentry Vehicle Project, or ILRV, is the current plan for a reusable space plane we could use to get things into orbit at lower costs, like satellites to spy on the Krauts and Nips. Orion is, well, we want to launch heavy loads into space by using nuclear weapons as propulsion. And what's all this leading up to, if you don't mind me asking? The administrator smiled, turning around and walking towards a seemingly nondescript door at the end of the hall. I was hoping you'd ask that. Reaching the blank door, he opened it and entered, followed by President Glenn. Inside, the room was poorly lit, but filled with bulky computers, desks, all manned by busy men and women. On the walls, illuminated maps of the red planet glowed, terrain and topographical maps of potential landing sites, Utopia Planeta, Vias Marinetis, Elysium Planeta, and several others. We're already planning? Come on, John, replied Webb. We've always been planning. It's just been a matter of funding. President Glenn inhaled deeply, gathering thoughts. Well, he began, you'll have as much of that as you need, and more. The red planet awaits. So we got 50 political power, and the budget goes up. Yeah, I definitely went too hard, too fast. I did not need to increase our budget this much, this quickly. Let's see. So the Baltimore Orioles, looks like they've won series for the history books. So the Mets stormed back, won the final 4 games, defeating the Orioles 5-3. Okay, Mets' first World Series pennant, one for the history books. Good for the Mets. 21%. I think we're going to have to go after this. Wait, what's the 15-day one? Maybe, 2 weeks just to prepare the launch pad? Why not? Why not? That's so mean that you can't get to 100% preparedness, but I guess that's what early space travel was like. I'll tell you, sometimes I read about, the projects. I'm surprised more astronauts didn't die, quite frankly. There's just so many things that have to go right, so many potential disasters. I'm forgetting which astronaut it was right now, but he got caught outside. I think this was on the Mercury missions, but he was doing a spacewalk, and they didn't have defogger on his helmet, and he started to sweat, and he couldn't see, and also the gravity was kind of screwing with him, like the whole force, he would push against something, it would move him away, and so he was just stuck outside. He couldn't get back in, and he was sweating and fogging it up more and more. He ended up spending way too much time out there, and he lost a few pounds. He basically lost all his water weight, and then when he got back to Earth, they said that when they took his boots off, they could pour water out of them because he was sweating so much. So that's why there's defogger on the helmets now. First it was South Africa. Now it's Glenn's rockets. We simply cannot afford any more wasteful spending. And what do you think we should be spending this money on? Fix our fucking roads. You should see what I have to drive over on the way to work. Thank you. That was Michael from Colorado. If you would like to share your thoughts on NASA's budgetary spending, please don't hesitate to call the CBS hotline. Let's see. So it's basically people are against space. Mr. President, we have a problem. Those short-sighted fools in Congress seem to fit to authorize a further slash to NASA funding. Get me public relations. Damn it, yeah. Okay, hold on a sec. Let's prepare the launch pad, and then I think we just need to go for it. 21%. You know, we're already losing. No. If we're going to do this, we're already facing consequences. We're going to do it right. Oh, but it's like a whole freaking month just for 7 preparedness. No, we're going to have to go. We got to go with what we got. So it's this. We can bring in technicians. We can gain research points. So the research points go into the jet propulsion and stuff. So we have extended payloads. This will increase the amount of research points we get from successful missions. That costs 40 research points. And then reworked uplinks, so this will increase our base preparedness. That would be nice. Let's, can we do 2 of these at once? Let's buy up some blueprints. It's only going to take 5 days. Oh, no, we can do both, actually. Alright, we'll bring in the technicians. Boom, boom. Okay. Expanded payloads. Active for 45 days. We're not going to be able to use it on the Orion mission. Well, then let's rework those uplinks so that the next mission, because I know for at least a little while we're going to probably have to, well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure for at least a little while we're going to have to keep doing unmanned missions. Oops, forgot about a focus. Siphon some funding. The Pentagon budget is massive. Now, most of it goes to paying our soldiers, maintaining tanks, but there's always a bit here and there that isn't actually going to keep America safe right now. Pet programs, bloated defense contracts, and theoretical programs that are years, if not decades, away from fruition. If we divert some funding from these programs to NASA, we can get to space much faster. If a few guys in uniforms with too many stars on their shoulders and not enough imagination in their brains start yelling, well, so be it. What's this? Surviving the cosmos pathway to the... I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna work on some domestic issues here in a minute. Get some people off our ass, hopefully. The death of Joseph Kennedy. Died at 81, survived by his wife and 6 children. He leaves behind a complicated legacy. Excuse me. His success as patriarch of the Kennedy dynasty is substantial, as his sons John, Robert, and Edward all made names for themselves in the political sphere. I'm surprised Eddie hasn't shown up more. You'd think he'd be like a viable candidate, but I think he was just plain too young, actually. He wouldn't have been able to run before like 72. Plus, this little incident that's going to happen at the lake. The elder Kennedy was elected president in 1932 and presided over the slow recovery of the United States from the Great Depression. Despite serious criticism for his non-interventionist policy, both in economic and foreign policy, he won a second term in 1936. It was mainly defined by his continued reluctance to intervene in the European War, failure to fully prepare the United States for global power projection against Japan or Germany. He was the source of much criticism in the aftermath of his presidency, which only increased after the failed intervention in England and the signing of the Akagi Accords by his successor Harry Truman. The Democrats would not hold the White House for another 2 decades when his son John F. Kennedy succeeded the disgraced President Richard Nixon. Kennedy had spent the years after the presidency retired from public life, having lost his son Joe Jr. in a bombing raid over the Pacific. So it happened in the Pacific instead of Europe this time. But he reemerged to help with his son's bid for the vice presidency. However, the elder Kennedy kept himself out of the public eye due to widespread criticism of comments he made advocating détente with Germany to focusing on confronting Japan, and refused to help with his son Robert's presidential run in 1964. As I was talking about earlier, Robert was kind of the mama's boy. Regardless of how the American people remember him, Kennedy left a lasting mark on the nation's history, and his family will most likely continue to have a major role in politics for the foreseeable future. His dynasty lives on. Okay. Why is the option for payloads there, even though we can't technically afford it? Am I missing something? Welcome to NASA. Got snatched from Lockheed. How could I say no? Daniel Gaelzer, Aerospace. Brent Kelly, Aerospace Engineer. We should quiet down. We're going to develop technology. We're happy to be here. The budget's going up. You said, geez, it was going so much up on its own. I really screwed the pooch on this one. We have 63 votes, which is plenty enough to pass laws. Okay, well, cut other programs. Encourage private investment. Why is it saying we don't have civilian factories? Is it because we're building things right now? Why not just take it off the top or whatever? So, I think that's going to be it for today. In the next episode, we're going to launch Orion 1, which is, we're 1 day away from it, which is going to be a big moment. It's going to be make or break. I don't know even how much this is going to help our public approval rating, but I've really screwed up. I went too hard too fast, so even though I was going to do it before, after we upgrade our facilities, we're definitely going to have to start. I don't even know if this is directly going to help, but like we got to do something to get people to like us before the Senate elections in 1970. So, let's help out the workers or whatever. I'll see you then.